Yo, we got in here. We rolling along. Y'all. We are rolling along. Oh, we got somebody ready to go. So let's just get into it.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, you live, bro.
Hey, man, I saw that you commented on that Zach Smith video to my calling about the defense.
Oh yeah. You had Chris terrified.
Oh, man. I put the fear of God in that man, bro.
My eyes just went like.
Oh,
Zach was agreeing, so he was like, "Oh, it's for real."
I feel like Zach was feeling like that way too, but he was hiding it a little bit better than Chris was.
Yeah. Zach don't. He's Ohio State guy. He tries to hide it, but he's Ohio State.
Oh yeah. Hey man, this defense is nasty.
Yeah, they are. That defense is impressive. And it's just, and I knew the front seven was going to be like that, but I didn't know how good Jesse Minter's adjustments would be.
Oh, lights out.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. He's unbelievable, the adjustments he's making.
Hey, a great adjustment he made in that game too was it caused the interception. The first interception was having Michael Barrett drop in the coverage for that corner route.
Yeah,
in the second half. I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah, the fact that I like that, and I always talked about it with Don Brown. Like, have your defense prepared to run man blitz, zone blitz. Have them prepared to do everything, not just man blitzes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, because you know who loves those little hitch routes is Ohio State. So I'm curious to see if he's going to do things like that against them.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely anxious to see how it goes because I think they're going to try to establish the run because they're going to need to, but I just don't think anybody will be able to run well on us. They might get lucky and break one long, but I'm not the consistency that you need really.
Oh, this is the best run defense we've had since 2016.
Yeah, that's a fact,
and it might be better, honestly.
It might be this front seven, and that's when I made that video before the season listing all the defensive line players, and I was just smiling. I was like, this is bringing a smile to my face because I'm seeing 350, I'm seeing 340, 320, and you got so much depth. If somebody tries to play us like Michigan style ball, it doesn't really matter because we got guys on the bench that are good and are huge, so they're not going to get tired.
Yeah, in conference, teams are they're averaging under 50 yards rushing in conference.
Yeah, it should have been less than that. They let Clifford get that 60-yarder. But
oh yeah, this Michigan team reminds me, and you know, a lot of people don't like to make these kind of comparisons, but it actually reminds me of like a 09 to 2015 Bama style team, where you had you had a dominating O-line, you had a defense that was aggressive, sound, great against the run, and then you had a quarterback. Yeah, maybe he's not throwing for 400 yards, but he's completing the passes he needs to complete.
Yeah, that's that old school Bama before Nick Saban got more with the times, kind of, and switched to more what everybody does now is kind of pass more than run.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, bro. Ohio State, they still soft.
Yeah, and it's showing. Like a game where dealing with the elements. You can't run it. I mean, you can't pass it. You have to run. And it took them to the fourth quarter to really kind of get it going. But because Ryan Day, he doesn't want to do that. He wants to pass regardless. That's what he wants to do.
Oh yeah. How are you feeling about that game right now?
I'm feeling good. Just off the fact, earlier in the season, Ohio State was trying to act like they were tougher. So they were trying to, run Mayan and run Travion and establish that run, and it was working. But as the season is going along, it's like it's gotten almost worse and worse. So it's like, okay, y'all still one dimensional. Good, that's how we want y'all. Because even if they could, it's still gonna be hard to run on us. But now that we see their offensive line struggles with it, it's like, oh yeah, we're feeling real good.
The only matchup I'm worried about in that game is DJ Turner, because he is a little undersized, and Marvin Harris Jr.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to deal with them. The receivers, is him especially. But the way Minter's going, I think if let's say he cooks us first half, I think he's gonna have a plan for him, regardless anyway, because we know they're scheming up for Ohio State all year. So I believe they're gonna have. He's not just gonna let him kill us, and if he does, I think that'll be by design. We'll let him get what he can get, but nobody else gets anything.
See, would you rather than bracket Marvin Harris Jr., or would you rather do what you just said?
With this offense, I might just bracket him.
Because I don't feel like their receivers get open, bro. Against
they
man
don't
coverage.
Really get that. And Zach talks about that they don't really get open like that. It's more the scheme. So, and
that's why I feel like we got the edge. I mean, like, I don't know, man. I just feel like Michigan's a much tougher team. I think that Michigan's honestly, I think they're better in every aspect than they were last year. And a lot of people didn't think that was possible, but they really are. They might not have the two ends that are like, studs, but that D-line overall is deeper. It's better. You get pressure from everywhere. They're more sound. They're more complete. And JJ, yeah, his stats weren't, amazing that game, but there was a lot of drops. I mean, if there were five, he overthrew Andrew a little bit, so I'll give that. But there was like 5-6 drops where, if they catch that, he's got a 300-yard plus game and probably like 4 TDs. So I'm not worried about any aspect of the game right now, besides maybe wide receivers.
No, I'm very confident. The only thing that always has me worried, and this is anytime you play a big game, is the X. You know what I'm saying? The variable, the unknown variable, whether it's fumbles, whether it's tip passes that get interception, things like that. So even when I'm confident, I always have that in my mind, because you never know things like that. You can't really plan for. Somebody drops a kick return and they pick it. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Oh yeah. And one last thing before I go, I would love to see, and it is a little outside the box, but just in the red zone, and especially within the 5, I would love to see Alex Orji take some handoffs, man.
Oh, definitely, and especially when we're in this, we're gonna run it 4 straight times. That's fine. Take JJ off the field. He's what, 6'2", 200 or something. Put 6'3", 240 on the field, and you run that read and run him down their throat.
He reminds me of I made this comparison earlier when he was running against trash teams. He reminds me, if you watch him, he reminds me a little bit of Bo Scarborough. His size and the way he's a long strider, and I get that, but I would almost keep him in there with JJ. Still have a passing threat, and then you can still run that read with Alex Orji. I know that's that way outside the box, but I feel like that'd be hard to stop within the 10-yard line.
That's not a bad idea. I would just put him on the field, like you said. If you want to run like that, like they've been doing, but it looks like they're trying to open it up a little more. But to me, I feel like you need to use certain players. Like, to me, by the goal line, he's too much of a freak of nature to not use him, and that's what you want to do anyway. So put the monster in the game.
Oh, he's huge, bro. When they were doing it early in the season, no defense was really able to bring him to the ground. I mean, he's guaranteed. He's a guaranteed 4 to 6 yards.
Yeah, because he did it in the spring game, and it was he was getting tackled, and he just bullied his way to the first down in the spring game. I was like, yeah, this dude is for real. He looks like he's a junior.
Oh yeah, Ohio State don't want no part of tackling that motherfucker, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Nobody does, honestly.
I'm a dip, but last thing, JJ tough as hell, but I gotta go.
All right, bro. Appreciate the call.
Yep.
Let's see. We got Greg. I'm about to put you in. Make sure your everybody when I put you in, make sure you're not watching the YouTube because it's gonna the frequencies. So if you're watching YouTube, just pause it or whatever.
What's up, dude?
What's up, bro? What's going on?
Turned off the YouTube. I'm gonna do your previous caller one better. This team reminds me of the '97 team. Great offensive line, great defensive line. Maybe not quite as good a linebackers, just as good, if not better, quarterback and a much better running back. We had Chris Howard back then, I think. But Quorum is he's a Barry Sanders type guy that's just running all over the place. And one thing that stuck with me the last week when I was messed up is one of your callers said something about getting 5-star receivers. I feel like I was a lineman, so linemen love to run block. And I feel like we're going to start getting those higher end linemen wanting to come to Michigan to run the ball. And also the running backs, I would love to see like another Jared Bunch or Tyrone Wheatley or something like that, or Toby Gerhart when Harbaugh was at Stanford, somebody that can just crush you, and even Hassan Askins. But yeah, I love the direction that this football team's going, and Jesse Minter is the king of adjustments after halftime. He just does he presents a you get nothing mentality out there. That's awesome.
You get nothing.
You get nothing. You got to get some T-shirts, dude.
I'm working on it, bro. I'm working on it. I just
right.
I want them to look good if I do it.
I was looking up a couple of trademarks. It's like 200. You got to put what kind of T-shirts, hats, whatever, and it's pretty expensive. It's like to get the T-shirts and hats, or not T-shirt hats, it was T-shirts and sweatshirts. It was like $500 for the trademark, and then it has to go through the process, and you have to get it. But if you can get it, it's yours, man. It's big bucks.
Got you.
All right, that's all I wanted to say, dude.
All right, bro. I appreciate you. You know I appreciate you.
All right, dude. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
All right. You live, bro. What's the business?
Hey, what's up, Johnny? How you doing, buddy? Happy Monday to you. Good. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard when you ain't got nothing to come on here and complain about, you know? I was very happy with the performance. Like, I normally come up here, I'm in the chat, and I'm complaining about something one way or another. It ain't really nothing to complain about. I was very happy about what I saw. Be that against Rutgers, but you know they're one of those teams that's like building. They've been building for a while. They're not the old Rutgers that they used to be. So they showed some fight. It's always hard to play in Piscataway. So I was very happy with this team. I'm very proud of this team. The adjustments that Jesse Minter makes is just outstanding. You can tell, you know, when you have a guy who's in the NFL, they stand apart than guys that you see who are constantly on the college level. If I do have something to complain about, it's the receivers. Like, y'all gotta either you gotta get separation or you gotta make these tough catches, because JJ put he put those passes on the down. Those were NFL level throws. Like he threw you open. He threw them open where a place where only they could catch it, and they didn't come down with it. Sometimes you got to win those one-on-one matchups, especially if you're upperclassman. Like Cornelius Johnson, you too damn big to be getting bullied and not get. I mean, I know he had a touchdown catch, but some of those catches, he just like, you know, going through the motions. And I'm not. I think I'm not gonna catch it today. You know, it's one of those. His biggest problem is he catches with his chest instead of his hands, and that's my biggest pet peeve with him. Like,
he should be working people right now. He literally should be. And he's like, what, 6'3", 210? He's pretty good, decent size for a receiver. Yeah, he's
like
6'3".
Yeah,
they should be throwing jump balls to him, honestly.
Yeah, he should be Mawson, like Nico Collins, Mawson people by now. Like, or at least like getting at yards after the catch or something like that. But every time I see him, he's catching the ball with his body instead of with his hands. So I don't know what that is, but I don't want to say I gave up on him, but he's not really my favorite receiver at the moment. You know how I feel about Schoonmaker. he makes the catches, but he don't go nowhere. If he gets hit, he's going down. So we need somebody who's just gonna like. And I like the way that they actually incorporated putting younger guys on the field to see what they can do. Like we had what's the tight end, Colston Loveland.
Yeah,
I like him. Yeah, he's gonna be a stud. So I like that they put him out there to get some reps. Andrew Anthony, they tried to put him out there. In terms of what's his name? I can't believe I forgot his name. Number 3, punt returner.
Oh, AJ Hennon.
They put him out there too. Yeah, AJ Hennon. They put him out there too, but it seems like they only like to do reverses with him. So I would like to see if he can run some routes or at least try to burn somebody deep.
They've underutilized every weapon besides Schoonmaker, Ronnie Bell, and the backs. But every other playmaker is underutilized.
I like Ronnie Bell, but you can't have a basketball player being your leading receiver. I'm just, come on, guys, y'all gotta step it up. Like a lot, and I love Ronnie, but he ain't gonna like burn you. You know, he's a possession receiver, and he does his job. He does his job. He plays with heart. He's never gonna cheat you. But I mean, there's guys who are more talented than him that could be utilizing that talent, in my opinion, on the outside. Like he should be in the slot for me. He should be your X Y receiver. Like, and that's the case for us. So I think once we upgrade those positions, we'll be good. And also, with our guy Donovan Edwards, I would like to see them use him more in a Deebo Samuel role where he lines up more than he gets in the backfield. And, like, put him and Corum out there at the same time.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that nightmare? Of like,
he could be something serious out there.
Yeah. He's a better receiver than he is a running back to me. So, and he's a pretty good running back, just, got some physicality issues that he'll work on. But I think he's a damn good route runner. He's got great hands. So, man, put him out there with Corum and just have them scare the defense, in my opinion.
I think right now they just, as the season is going on, they want to, because if something happens to him, then Blake, it's like, all right, you know how Harbaugh is. He's going to give Blake 35, 40 carries.
Right. And you can
he don't trust CJ Stokes because he fumbled.
Yeah, and he's puking on the sideline, so I can imagine. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. He got like something wrong with his ribs. I know they're running him into the ground. That's scaring me a little bit because that's like not the first time this year that's happened with him. He said
it was his nerves, and this is what I'm getting from it because I think it happened on one of those same fourth and goals, and we score whatever. They put the pressure is on Blake. This is Blake's team. Yeah. Like JJ's the new guy, but this is Blake's team for everybody knows that. So if they don't score in the red zone and they've given it to him 4 times, who do you think feels like crap, regardless of the offensive line?
Yeah,
it's Blake.
That's true. Right. And he's not a big guy. He's probably, they say he weighs 210. I don't think so. I say about
he gained some weight. He might be, but he's still little. He's still a little guy, a man.
Yeah.
And he runs tough, but there's a reason you put in a 240 pound fullback. There's a reason you have that. Because a big man is going to be able to move the pile better than a small guy. And people trying to come at me like I'm saying something. Whoa, what are you talking about?
Right. Oh, what happened to Mullins? Wasn't he supposed to be that guy? They lined him up at linebacker.
Yeah, he was going both ways, but Nakai Hill-Green has been hurt since like fall camp. So they put him at linebacker permanently.
Well, they can put him in the goal line situations. I like the orgy thing, like the other caller said. If they want to have like a Chris Leak, Tim Tebow situation, or you only come in on the goal lines, that'd be nice. But I think they are utilizing Mullins. That's a big dude. That's a hoss.
That's what I would think, but I guess they don't want them splitting reps. If you're not doing it in practice, they're not going to give you in the game. So I guess they're saying he needs all those practice reps for linebacker. That's all I can think of.
unless you're Don Brown, you put a fullback on the defensive line.
You start game one getting stoned, like, bro, what are you doing?
Against Wisconsin of all people,
bro?
With Jonathan Taylor in the backfield, you gonna put him at deep? Come on, man. But
yeah,
luckily we got Minter, But I see a lot of guys who they use in the spring game, and they're just not using them now. Like Amarion Walker, has he got out there lately?
He was out there. He was out there this week, but I barely see Darius Clemens.
Yeah, and those are speed demons. They can stretch. You're talking about stretching the field.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. It's just like the first drive is always great, but then it changes a little bit. But they don't use any of these weapons really.
No. So
it's just like, come on, bro. You got the weapons, but you have to know how to use them right. You know what I'm saying? Like absolutely. AJ Henning, they don't even run those jet sweeps and stuff. They don't even run that no more.
They fake it.
They just fake it. Like, bro, you got to run it for people to respect it.
Right. And now he out there acting a fool on the punt returns. He been better last few weeks, but he was having those moments like, all right, y'all ain't gonna get me the ball. I'm gonna get this ball. It's gonna cost us one of these days.
Exactly. But I blame Harbaugh for that because you hyped him up in the spring and the fall, saying you was gonna use him like Deebo Samuels. He said that. He said he was gonna use him like Deebo. Like that's think about that, bro. Like you told this man you was gonna use him like you said it in the media. So you said you was gonna use him like one of the best receivers and weapons in the NFL. And now all he does is really catch punts. I'd be mad too.
Yeah. What guys like this who could go anywhere. That man had a scholarship to Alabama, Auburn, all that. Came to Michigan.
Like, why did you say that in the media, bro? I know his friends and family like, oh, they're gonna be using you. You're gonna put up numbers this year, dog.
Man, Harbaugh, see something else, man. I just need him. He need to go see that dentist because he can't be cheesing with them, man.
I don't know why his teeth so yellow.
Why is so yellow?
I know he brushed his teeth, bro.
I be cringing when looking at them interviews. I'm like, oh my god. But that's pretty much all I had, man. I just wanted to come in here and shoot the fat with you. That was all.
All right, bro. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, all right?
All right, you too. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But honestly, with the receivers, who's the receiver coach right now? It's Ron Bellamy, isn't it? I'm not sure if we need another receiver coach. Honestly, that's just me being honest about the team trying to get the best coaches for every position to maximize them. We moved Jay Harbaugh to special teams, whatever. Good. Now, I was complaining about that a couple years ago. People, he doesn't have to be a running back. Come on, bro. Like he doesn't really have any experience or anything to be the running backs coach. You got Mike Hart, paid instant dividends. You know what I'm saying? So like you need the right coaches in these certain positions. The receivers. I feel like you get you a good receivers coach and it's gonna pay dividends just in the route running, the going after balls. Like I can tell you where Andrew Anthony messed up. My semi-pro coach, he played receiver. He was on the edge of making the NFL. He made it, and then he said he came back to Memphis and got locked up, and that basically was his NFL career down the drain. But what he told us was when a pass is in the air, let's say you run in a go route or you run in a deep post, and the ball's in the air, you look the first time, you see it. So now when you see it, you know where the ball's going. So if you see that ball in the air when you look the first time and the ball, you see it and you see like, oh, I need to get there. You don't continue watching the ball. It slows you down. So when Andrell Anthony he looked, but he just kept looking all that time. So about 2 seconds worth of speed he lost because he's just looking. A ball like that, you look, oh, I got to get on my horse. So you look, and then you put your head down, go, boom. And that's just a fact. Like, when you go out there and you do these things, you see the difference. So I'm not sure if they need a different receiver coach, honestly. Let's see. Let me see if we got anybody else want to speak their mind, want to say their piece. Let's see what we got here. Gattis is getting exposed, and Zach Smith he kills Gattis. He's been killing him for the last like month or something. He's been just on his head. But Gattis, he wanted to act like he was something that he wasn't. Like you benefited from Harbaugh being Harbaugh. Like that's what you benefited from. Harbaugh ball. That's what I like to call it. That's run first offense, and you got the dividends from Hassan, from Blake. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, if I was him, I know he got the bag. So everybody's got a family, wants to get their money, but it just wasn't smart to leave Michigan. Honestly, like for him, you know what I'm saying? Because we were gonna be straight. Like right now, we're straight. Yeah, we complain, but we're undefeated. Because we've got a ton of talent. So you could have came back, had Blake, Donovan Edwards, Roman Wilson, Cornelius, Ronnie Bell back, Shoemaker. You would have thought you would have had Eric All till he got hurt. You got all this talent, all that consistency built up. But nah, you wanted to chase a bag. Dude will probably get fired any day now. Like, you chased the bag. When you had something sweet, you already had it. You had the consistency. JJ would have knew your system better. You know what I'm saying? So, because like I say, Gattis, like he left, okay, but if he would have stayed, it would have been just more consistency for our offense. You know what I'm saying? But he wanted to leave. Okay, we over here. Well, we is 9-0 now. Have fun in Miami. You got you fun in the sun. Hey. Let's see. Torrey Smith says OSU is suspect, and I think we might win big. I hope we do, because playing against them, your heart is just like, oh boy, here we go. So I hope it's just a beatdown, honestly, because any close game, I'm having heart attacks over here. Like that's why I don't go live during the games, because I ain't got the I ain't gonna be paying attention to the chat, nothing. It's just gonna be my facial expressions and me about to have a heart attack. Like, bro, no, I can't. I can't do that to myself. It's too much. Let's see. Yeah, good comment. Yeah, he act like he built the offense. His offense was struggling for years until he embraced Harbaugh's philosophy: run first. Then, okay, and I'm not saying that he didn't do his thing, because honestly, our routes are the wide receiver routes and combinations were better with Gattis. I'll give him that. And that also comes with he had been there for 3 years already. So Harbaugh's run first philosophy with Gattis trying to scheme up certain plays. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna front. But he tried to act like he made it. Nah, bro. You embraced Harbaugh and you got the dividends from it. You embraced the Harbaugh ball. You get nothing. You get nothing. Yeah, that Jesse Minter. I mean, and this is so funny to us. Don't it feel good when you try to tell people stuff and then they doubting y'all? Because what were all the Ohio State fans? Y'all lost your offensive coordinator. Your coach is trying to go to the NFL. You lost your defensive coordinator. It's over for y'all. Y'all lost your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator, and your coach is trying to go to the NFL. And sat back like, okay. Hired, promoted from within offensive coordinators. Got a same the coaching tree from the Ravens. Mike McDonald, Jesse Minter, tried to tell him that he came from Vanderbilt. He coached at the Ravens with Mike McDonald. They didn't want to listen. They just be talking. They ain't want to listen. Told him, okay, he's come from the NFL. He was coaching on the Ravens with Mike McDonald. Okay, trying to tell y'all, it's the same defensive scheme. Second year, the players are a little more comfortable. He's just adding on to it. But surprise, surprise, Jesse Minter might be better than Mike McDonald. Oh, you didn't expect that. Oh. So that's just, it's lovely to me. And then, your coach wanted to go to the NFL. It's going to tear apart your team. It's going to tear apart your team. It's going to tear us apart, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah. They want Michigan to fall back to being bad, so bad. It's not happening for you. Let's see. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Bro says, I like Michigan's bully ball offense, but do you think it hurts recruiting that Michigan doesn't throw for 400 yards a game? Yeah, that's a fact. It hurts. I mean, we just have to deal with it. But in turn, the players that you do get, you get players that want to be there for the most part. I mean, you always going to have some players that transfer or whatever, but for the most part, the players that you get actually want to be there. They're not there for the money. They're not there just to put up super amazing numbers. I mean, everybody wants to put up numbers, but, they know what it is. So it does hurt in some recruits. And honestly, it makes me mad sometimes, but I have to get over it because it's like Harbaugh's the coach. That's what he's going to do. Now, I would say Harbaugh's last tweak would be maybe getting trying to find the best not offensive coordinator, seeing how Moore and Weiss do the rest of the year, but quarterback coach. Getting the best quarterback coach he can get to make, even if you're trying to make your quarterback a game manager, you can still, there's certain things in the way he throws to try to make him the best quarterback as possible. And I'm trying to see about this receiver coach because I think they might need a new receiver coach, honestly. That's just me, though. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, and this is why I've been talking about the passing game. And most of y'all have been agreeing, but you have to get just in case Ohio State comes out with a good game plan on defense and they slow down Corum and Edwards. You want the pass game to be ready. And as you saw, them coaches ain't stupid. They know they need to have JJ in the receivers ready. That's why you saw them throwing it more against Rutgers. They're not doing this stuff just because they know. When you know football, you know football. It don't matter if you sitting here or if you sitting at Michigan on the staff. Yeah, of course. I'll say Jim Harbaugh knows more football than me, of course. But the game doesn't change. You know what you have to be prepared for everything. If you have goals like we do of winning a championship. And people get mad at me because I'm hard on them. Because I'm hard because the goal isn't just to win the Big Ten. The goal is to have to go up against Georgia again, not get our doors blown off. The goal is to win a championship or at least make the college football championship. Yeah, we still have to win the Big Ten and everything, but the expectation is to do that. So that's why I'm harder, because the expectation is greater. Like, man, we played well. We blew them out. Yeah, we did. But this needs to be better. Chuck Cantor says, I think I said that right. I live in Columbus. Everything Ohio State fans say is dumb. One of them told me the reason they struggled versus Northwestern was due to the weather being so bad. The game was almost canceled. If Michigan plays them, we probably score 30 or something and just kill the clock. Because Michigan, it's windy. If it's super windy, I think Harbaugh probably starts smiling. Harbaugh turned into the Grinch. It's windy. It's windy. I don't even have to try to pass the ball. You know what I'm about to do. You know what's about to happen now. I'm about to run this thing every time. So that's just the difference. Appreciate the $1.99 super chat, bro. That's just the difference. Ryan Day, it's crazy how these teams are like almost total opposites right now. Ryan Day wants to pass the ball. Even at 40 and 50 mile an hour winds, this dude still wants to pass. Harbaugh wants to run regardless. So, but the difference is you go on the road, weather, defense, and run game travel. So that's the big difference. No matter the circumstances, the run game and the defense travel. They coming with it. But the pass game, it's windy. It's snowy. Our receivers can't run as fast. Our receivers sure didn't have a problem running past y'all corners. It was snowy. Y'all couldn't. Blake Corum didn't have a problem taking it about 50, 60. I don't know. So Ohio State fans, they're going to make excuses because they're not used to being vulnerable to Michigan and having to hear Michigan trash talk. I took my car to the dealership to get an oil change, and I'm waiting to pay for it. And the mechanics and some of the dealers, they're in there talking about football. So, I'm ear hustling. What they talking about? I hear Ohio State. I hear, So, who are Ohio State fan? who Ohio State fan in here? I'm with Ohio. I like Ohio State. We coming for y'all. What? Y'all don't got a chance. We gonna blow y'all out. I said, okay. Y'all gonna blow us out, huh? I said, y'all defense, y'all still look soft as a team. We ain't soft. Did you see us in the He was so mad. He's like, we gonna blow y'all out. I'm like, bro, every team with talent has used our game plan to slow y'all down. 2 safeties high. What are you talking about? Oh, but did you see the Utah game did you see when we played Utah at the end of the season? I'm like, bro, why would I care about what y'all did to them? We just blew y'all out the game before. What are you talking about? You talking about some Utah. Boy, you must have forgot we spanked y'all before that. Talking about some Utah. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Utah last year, you do realize we spanked y'all a month before that. Did you forget? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about, man? Yeah, so he was hot. I was like, yeah, we coming. We coming for y'all. He was so mad by the time I left. I tried to fist bump him. He was mad. He get out of here. He was so mad by the time I left. He get out of here. Get your car and don't come back. Yeah, so they're just not used to it. Like Ohio State fans, they just not used to it. So they don't know what to say. Oh yeah, they gonna need a jacket. And Joe Klatt was talking about this earlier. I was watching Joe Klatt's video, and he was cooking them too. He was saying, I got Michigan ahead of y'all because y'all are relying on the pass. Y'all can't run it that well. And y'all talking about the weather. Michigan's not worried about the weather. He said Ohio State fans right now are trying to figure out the weather November 26th. They're trying to figure it out right now. We can't see the weather. When are we going to know the weather? He was slick cooking them. Joel Klatt was slick cooking them. But it's right because y'all worried about the weather because y'all pass happy. That's what y'all have to do. You can't run the ball well, even when y'all want to. Like Ohio State wants to be able to run the ball well, but they can't really do it that well. Because they honestly probably don't practice it as much. And I'll give them this. To be as good in the pass game as they can be, you have to practice it a lot. Just the same way as our run game. You want to run the ball as well as we do, you're going to have to put in the hours and the time and sacrifice other parts of the game because you're putting so much in for the run game. Yeah, they crashing the weather channel app. Yeah, they try to figure it out, and they praying it's clear skies and everything. They praying because they don't. That's what they feel. If it wasn't bad weather, we would have got y'all. It wasn't really the weather. It was just we had a better game plan for y'all. Y'all weren't prepared to deal with what we brought to the table. That's just a fact. You weren't ready for that offensive line. Ryan Day disrespected Aiden Hutchinson, thinking he could leave him one-on-one with his tackles, and he destroyed you. Like it ain't that hard to figure out. Mike McDonald had a good game plan, said we're going to rush for most of the time, keep safeties over the top, make you not get any explosive plays, because that's the thing. Ohio State, you just want to keep them from getting that big chunk play that's a touchdown. Like, yeah, you can give up a chunk play, but don't let it be a touchdown. No, make them consistently have to matriculate the ball down the field, get them in a third and short or get them in a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, and they try to run it, and you smack them in the mouth like we did last year. No, you can't run it. You better try to pass it, but you ain't finna run it. You ain't getting that. So that's the thing. Because if we get in 3rd and 2s, we running that rock most 9 times out of 10, and we gonna get it. Like the only time we have trouble in short yardage is right by the goal line. That's the hardest place to run the ball, is the closer you get to the goal line. But anywhere else, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1s, Blake is money on that. He's getting it. Let's see. Andre Williams said, I never seen OSU fans this scared in my life. I'm only 18 and only seen OSU dominance, but they scared. Yeah, they scared. They scared. And they just, we gonna blow Michigan out. You know, like the first caller said, because he went on Zach Smith's show, Menace to Sports, and you know, The co-host is an Ohio State super fan, and Zach Smith used to coach at Ohio State, so he loves Ohio State too. He tries to hide it, but when he was the first caller that called in, he laid out all Michigan stats. He laid out a case for Michigan to dominate Ohio State, honestly, just off numbers. And the co-host Chris, the super fan, the Ohio State super fan, he was like, that boy was terrified. He was terrified. I went in the chat. I went in the comment section. I was like, Chris looks like he's scared. He done got scared hearing these stats. Yeah. Is just as good as Michigan is. Ohio State says their defense has gotten better. Oh, don't look now. Michigan's defense has gotten better. Bro, I'd love to do that. I started to start thinking about making motivational videos and stuff. Antoine Johnson says, Johnny, we're going to need to get Will Johnson together for them jump balls Marvin Jr. might catch. Our corners are good, but on them jump balls, they're a little short in stature. That's a fact. And most corners are 5'10", maybe 6 foot. Most corners are 6 foot or under. So that's what kills me, that we don't throw it up to Andrell and Cornelius in the red zone. Andrell is 6'2". Cornelius is 6'3". But yeah, Will Johnson is a stud. Dude is a beast. The way he tracked that ball and played that coverage, perfection. That was perfect. I seen him. I saw him. I saw the receiver. He gave the receiver a big cushion, and he's playing him. He's in his back pedal. He sees the ball. He doesn't keep backpedaling or nothing. He stops, and just beautiful. That was beautiful. I was in my group chat. I said, now that's a corner. That's a corner right there. Now that's somebody that's got God-given ability, and they're doing the work. But honestly, I think DJ Turner and Will Johnson could be something serious in zones, because when we've been in zones, it looks like DJ Turner, because he's watching the ball. You're in zone, you're looking at the quarterback. DJ Turner's best plays have been when we've been in zone and he's watching the quarterback and he's just breaking on passes like instantly. So I almost wonder if we should run more zones. That's if Will Johnson is there, because I'm not sure how good Jamon is in zone. If he can cover like he does in man, and he's actually looking at the ball, this dude might be serious. But he probably don't look even when he's in a zone. He probably just. But they say they've been working with him on that. Jamon, he just. I think it's probably just he's gone so long without looking for the ball that now it's just something that he's just not going to probably be able to do consistently or at all this year, because you have to be looking for the ball as a corner. If you're not used to doing it, you're not going to do it in the game. I can just tell you that from experience. You're not going to do it in the game. That's something that you have to consistently do in practice. And I grew up watching Woodson, Dion Sanders. I had the jerseys. I had the primetime jerseys. So to me, my generation playing corner, sticking to your man and knocking down the ball, that's great. You do that if you can't do nothing else. But the real goal is to set yourself up to get an interception. And now you know what I'm finna do. I'm about trying to go to the house so I can get my high step on. I can do my dance. That was the goal in our generation through the 90s and early 2000s, was at corner, you're trying to get that ball so you can do your shine. You can do your high step like Dion. Like the corner in the 90s, the corner was that dude. Like You Dion, you Woodson, you playing offense, you playing defense. You doing something nasty on special teams. But it ain't like that. It's not really like that like it was. In the 90s, early 2000s, you were a corner. If you were that dude at corner, bro, you that guy. So if you get an interception, you trying to take it to the house. He's got it. Let's see what he does on his punt return. He's gone. So that was the thing in the 90s, early 2000s. My old heads, y'all know I ain't lying. And you was trying to be Dion, like, bro, I'm getting this ball and I'm high stepping. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it was. So I just hate that, like, it's not like that anymore. Like, bro, your job ain't done just because you got good coverage. You've done 95, 98% of the work, bro. Look. The ball will be right. Jamon has some good coverage. Most of the time when the ball's coming, it's like if he goes like this, he's gonna get a pick, or if he just turns around, like the ball is somewhere in his vicinity. So, but I think it's too late for him. But Will Johnson, that's a corner right there. I think him and DJ Turner could be something serious. In zones, honestly, man too. But I think DJ Turner excels more in zones to me. I think in man, his technique. I think he relies too much on his speed and not his technique, which is not a good thing. Because if you don't get your hand on that dude, he finna run past you, bro. If he's even, he's leaving. Yeah, Chris was looking crazy, like, oh boy, Michigan might actually be good. Yes, sir. We wanted to be prime time. Prime time was that dude in the NFL playing offense, defense, getting punt returns. Like, dude was something serious. That was our guy, like, at that time. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure who, even the top corners in the NFL, they not like that. You know what I'm saying? They not getting the ball like that and just getting pick sixes like that. There's not many dudes like that. But that was a special time because, you know, Dion is probably the best corner ever. Maybe the best athlete ever. This dude played baseball, won a ring in baseball and a Super Bowl ring. Let's see. Johnson Jr. has it. Watch the replay of his interception. Hunter does not play like that. He gets on his horse way too late, which is why he gets burnt up. DJ Turner. Yeah. And that's the problem. That's his technique. He relies too much on his speed. So that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? At this point in the season, it's hard to change what guys are doing. Let's see. You better not fumble that ball running it back like prime time, though, or embarrassing. That's a fact. Holding that ball like a loaf of bread. Look at him. Look at him. Just holding that ball like that. Let's see. Appreciate the comment, Jasmine. She says, Mike Barrett is stepping up. I hope he keeps that rolling the rest of the season. DJ has to start stuffing the receivers at the line and not just use his speed. Oh, Jasmine out here speaking facts. So Mike Barrett was a lifesaver this year because he could have left, went pro, or took his chances at going pro. But he came back and I don't think we didn't know Nakai Hill-Green is probably going to be out for the season the way it looks like. But you got Mike Barrett, a fifth-year senior that has started multiple years, played with the Viper, all that. He's seen it all. Seen Michigan garbage, was on the team last year. So that's a veteran. So he can come in and he's making plays. And, just being consistent. Even if he's not just making plays, he's doing his job well for the most part. It's not like if you're putting a true freshman out there or a redshirt freshman that isn't ready. You putting a fifth-year senior that has started. So it's not like he's a fifth-year senior that's just been sitting on the bench and he ain't never really played. No, this dude has played started multiple years. So he was a godsend, honestly, that he came back. Like he really shored up that hole that would have been missed, that hole that would have been there for Nakai Hill-Green being hurt. So you definitely right on that, Jasmine. Let's see. Ace of Spades, yo, what you think about OSU line? Do you think the team to team Michigan had the advantage, shortening the game with the run and be physical dominant to lose to OSU? Yeah, Michigan has an edge in I'd say the edge is just the depth of the interior D line. Well, the depth of the D line in general. Like Michigan is very deep on the D line in physical. So nobody has been able to run the ball on us. Not consistently. And if somebody inks out 100 yards in college, inking out 100 yards, that's not a good day. A good day in college is about 200 yards. So in the NFL, a good day is 100 yards. Like your back got 105. That's a good day for him. In college, as a team, you want to be around 200 yards. That's a good day. We ran the ball well. We inked out 200. So just like Penn State, they inked out 100 yards, but it wasn't that. It's just different. So I see Michigan doing the same. The formula. Shout out to Mike McDonald, because the formula is the same. He put out the formula to beat Ohio State, and every team with talent is going back to that formula because it's a good formula. 2 safeties high most of the game. Keep them in front of you. Don't let them get these bombs and these long 1-score drive, 1-play scores, 2-play scores, and things like that, because it'll break your defense. It makes your players just lose confidence so fast. Keep it too high, make them matriculate. If they get in the red zone, hold them to 3. You can move the ball 20-20, but if you get held to 3, that's a win for the defense, not the offense. So if you kicking field goals, and that's what we made them do some last year, kick some field goals, stop them on 4th, I think once or twice, things like that. Because the difference between us and them is Michigan can get short yards. 4th, Ohio State is not a power running team. So short yardage, that's a power game. I might just give it to my fullback if you got one. You know what I'm saying? We're going to line up in the big set, and we're going to run it down your throat and get these 2 yards. That's not their game. See, that's our game. We going to get these 2 yards. We're going to get it. Like, we going to get it, bro. In turn, teams are having trouble, like, going 4th and 2 against us. You playing with fire, even trying it. You better try to pass, because if you try that run, it just ain't likely you might not get back to the line, dog. You get nothing. You ain't getting back to the line. Matter of fact, give me 2 of them yards back. You get stopped 2 yards from the line of scrimmage. That's how them boys is playing on them fourth and shorts now. Them boys are starting to feel themselves on that defensive line. For real. So that's just the thing. Michigan is just tough. Those 4th and shorts, that's a toughness thing. And we ain't doing no finesse. We running it down your throat. Oh, y'all trying to run it down ours on 4th down? Good luck. Because you get nothing. You get nothing. Let's see. Luke Montgomery says, what's up, Johnny O? Is it just me or does it seem like Gus Johnson, the biggest OSU jack rider you've ever seen since Herb Street? Gus Johnson gets on my nerves. And I know people say he's from Detroit and he's a big Michigan fan. The thing that bothers me about him is the world famous Ohio State Buckeyes. I hate that. Oh, I hate it when he says that. The world famous. Like, where did you get this from? This world famous crap. folks say world famous. World famous Buckeye stuff. Like, where do you get this from? Stop saying it. You're the only person say that stuff. Talking about some world famous Ohio State Buckeyes. He just say it with too much conviction. Like he believe it. You believe they world famous? You actually believe that? That's what bothers me about him. Like, I get it, it's your job. So if you're a Michigan fan, you got to kind of overcompensate. But, boy, who told you to add that world famous in there? You done gave them something nice. You should have said that for us. You're some world famous Ohio State Buckeyes. Boy, calm down. Calm down, boy. You done took it too far now. You need to chill out. Talking about some world famous, boy. Chill out, bro. I hate that, bro. I hate that. I swear I hate it when he says that. It really bothers me. Yeah, he's good. It's just when he says that, I just hate it. Like, just stop. Chris K says Gus Johnson be drunk. Listen to how he says touchdown Wolverines in the second half. Drunk mofo. Everybody say he drunk out there commentating. The original says all they have is Harrison. Shut him down, we win. You could be right, bro. You could be right. Like, honestly, he is their best player. Best receiver. Their best receiver, because he just makes plays. Now, what I will say is I don't like that, and this was by necessity. They had to run CJ Stroud this last game. They had to do that. That wasn't, I don't think, well, if he's smart, he would do that against us. That would be smart for him to do. I'm just not sure if he will do it. But him doing it, they just put some on film that Michigan's going to have to prepare for a little bit. Because, we know CJ Stroud doesn't want to run. He said he's not a runner. He doesn't like to. But they still put it on film. So we're going to have to keep that in our mind that he can pull it. Or Ryan Day may call a play for him to pull it or something. But he's soft. If dude run, somebody needs to plant him. Somebody needs to plant him if he run. So you make sure he don't want to get out the pocket again. Like, where you going, Buttercup? What happened to Moody, man? How did he miss 250-yarders? It was maybe the wind. Well, the second one, I knew I had a feeling he was going to miss the second one because what was it? We ran that play before the half, and JJ threw it out of bounds. I think it was to Cornelius or somebody. They didn't complete it. But so we were on the far hash. So I'm thinking like, bro, why didn't you just run it and get to the middle of the field to make the kick easier for Moody? Because college hash marks are wide. They're really wide. So if you're over here, you're way over there. If you're over here, you're way over there. So that makes a kick very hard if you're on one of those far hash marks. So I wish they would have ran the ball and got the ball to the middle of the field to make the kick easier for him. But they didn't. And I think it was a little bit windy. So that's just what I was thinking. I was like, bro, why didn't you get the ball in the middle of the field? Make it easier for your kicker. DAS says, what's up, Johnny? OSU fans been talking stupid about their line work. And I mean, their defensive line looks like it's better, but that don't mean we can't expose them, because I think they can be. What I see from what's his name, the defensive coordinator, is he does more run blitzes. So if he thinks it's a run, he's sending those linebackers. And that's if he thinks he's a run. I'm not talking about just blitzing. I'm talking about run blitzing. There's a difference. I had somebody, you said Ohio State blitzes all the time. No, I didn't. I said they run blitz a lot. There's a difference. That's when you know they're going to run it. Just like with Northwestern. Northwestern, to me, they had a good game plan, but they tried to live and die with that Wildcat too much, and it cost them. I think Northwestern really could have made this into a real barn burner, but they got too predictable with that Wildcat. Like they just kept running it, and Ohio State had figured it out and started run blitzing it, and they weren't getting anything. Like, bro, and I just didn't understand it. Like, why are you use the Wildcat? Like, yeah, it got you there. It's working, but you're using it too much. Your quarterback can run. So I'm not getting why you're taking him off the field so much. When, like, I can see if he was like Cade McNamara. Cade, he's not a running threat, so it makes sense. But your quarterback is mobile, so run the read. Like, y'all are living and dying with this Wildcat when your quarterback has been picking up some yards. Like, so you can run the read. Your quarterback's going to keep that DN from crashing. Like, bro, run the read. Don't just they just got too reliant on that Wildcat. And it was making me mad. I'm like, come on. Come on. Come on. Do it. This is going to be – I'm going to be talking trash all the way I need this for trash talking purposes. Come on, Northwestern. Come on. They just ran too much. The spirit of Jim Harbaugh jumped into Northwestern's coach. They were too damn conservative. They couldn't do a 5-yard pass here and there, and I was waiting on it. That's a fact. I didn't even – and I fell asleep somewhat in the third quarter. I ain't going to front. I fell asleep on a part of that game. But I didn't see them do any, like, trying to pass it out of the Wildcat because Ohio State was run blitzing. So, okay, have a Hull throw a pass out of it or something. You know what I'm saying? I ain't see it. So, but they played a good game, but it was just like, bro, you're not going to be able to run the Wildcat every time, man. Like, you're just not going to be able to do that, bro. Like, come on, Pat. Come on, Pat. Now you got him close. Now, come on. Now you're going to have to get a little bit more you're going to have to open it up a little bit. Let's see. Michigan Go Blue 1234 says, you think we have to win out to make the playoff? Right now, the way things are going, we may have to. Well, this is how we get in. If let's say we lose a close game to Ohio State, very close, like 2016 or 2006, one of those. I believe we could still get in because Bama's pretty much out for the most part. Georgia's going to get in. Georgia's going to get in the way it's looking, regardless. Even if they lose in the SEC championship, they're probably going to get in. So then you got Georgia. Let's say Ohio State was to beat us close. Ohio State's in. Then who's that other team? Is it Oregon or is it Tennessee? Now, if they put two SEC teams in, we're not going to get – we're going to have to win out. We're going to have to win out if there's two SEC teams. Like if Tennessee continues to look good, like if they blow everyone out that they play from now on, Tennessee's probably still going to get in, honestly, which they probably shouldn't since Georgia dominated them. Tennessee probably shouldn't get in, but they probably will. So it might be, and then it's going to be whoever wins the Michigan-Ohio State game, and if TCU goes undefeated, they're going to get in. So for us to lose to Ohio State and make it, it's going to have to be a close game, and we're going to need some more of these teams to lose. That's just how it's going to have to go. We're going to need TCU to lose. We're going to need TCU is probably going to lose anyway, though. TCU still has to play Texas, Baylor, and somebody else. So I see them probably losing to Texas. The Pac-12, USC's got one loss. I think UCLA's got one loss. They should have to play or something, but we're just going to need more teams to lose, which they probably will. So it's going to be close. D. Brown says, CJ looks shook out there running the ball. He did. We ain't got to worry about that. But we do. We do. You got to worry about everything. You got to worry about everything, bro. Because when you don't worry about it, that's when he sneak out like he did against Northwestern and pick up 50. You have to be prepared for everything. They put it on film. Now it's on film. So you got to worry about it. But that's not, and I feel you. I'm not saying that they're going to come out and do that a lot or something. I'm just saying you have to be aware of it now. Like he can do that. He don't want to. he don't want to, but he can. I mean, that's just not something he likes to do, though. Jay Marion says Ryan Day's downfall will be moving away from the mobile QB at OSU. Oh, I love that. I wish CJ Stroud couldn't run at all. This dude can run. He just don't want to. But it definitely makes it harder on your defense. Mark Edwards says we're beating OSU. No, not much else to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. Antoine Johnson says Ohio State defensive line is very lean up front. They're built to pass rush. Ohio State built them like that on purpose because they never thought they would be behind. That's why they get pushed around. That's a good comment, bro. And they built their team. They didn't build their team because, you start building these teams and recruiting. They didn't build these teams to beat Michigan. Well, let me stop that. They didn't build these teams to have to go through Michigan. They thought they were just going to be able to run us over. Like, we ain't got to worry about them. We building our team for Alabama, for Clemson. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Harbaugh is like, I'm building my team to beat Ohio State, to do what I like to do and do what they don't want to do right now. So that's just how things have changed over the years. Because Urban Meyer built his teams where he probably could play with anybody. Them boys probably could play with anybody most of the time. Because they got their doors kicked in too sometimes in the playoff. So Dion says committee has a crush on Tennessee. That's just the SEC in general. And I mean, Tennessee has looked good most of the year. Their defense ain't really about nothing, but yeah, I see TCU losing to Texas or Baylor. They got a tough schedule ahead, honestly. That's what I'm rooting for, bro. I'm rooting for chaos. Every team that isn't us, I'm pretty much hoping they lose. If you in the top 10 or something, I'm hoping you lose, as long as it ain't us. I want complete chaos just in case we do somehow lose, we can still get in there. Because it's only 4 spots in this tournament. That's what it's about, getting in the tournament and winning the tournament. That's what it's about. Let's see. Go fan here. Go Michigan for the Natty. T. Brown says for the Natty. CJ a punk. He don't want to run. He's so soft and cuddly with his little braids. He is soft. He just looks soft. That's what it is. He looks soft. Soft. He looks soft. Let's see. So I guess I'm going to read some of these super chats and then I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Corey Smith says, Jim has built Michigan like he built Stanford to compete with Oregon and USC. Now it's just competing with OSU. That's a fact. So that's what Harbaugh does. He's going to build his team that way no matter where he's at. That's how he coaches. Stanford, the 49ers, back to Michigan. He going to build them the same way. That's just his style. It just so happens that not many other teams play that type of style. So teams aren't prepared to have to go against smash mouth football for 4 quarters. A lot of these teams, they can hold up for 2 quarters, but that 3rd quarter is when they usually break. Like they either make a mistake, they might be gassed a little bit, and then it's a wrap. So most teams they can hang around, or Michigan might make a mistake or something, but that third quarter is when we break you. I must break you. That's Rocky. That's Rocky 4, y'all. I must break you. Look at Lulu in here. Appreciate it, Lulu. Please, she say, please hit the like. Or I don't know if Lulu is a girl or I think Lulu is a woman. So whatever. Hit the like. Appreciate it, Lulu. Yeah. It's an old school style and it travels. That's just a fact. It's old school and it makes some of us mad sometimes. I ain't gonna front like I'm just always happy because sometimes it ain't working like we want to, but it's a slow grind you out, make you want to quit type style. Oh, okay. Lulu is a girl. That's all I figured. Yeah, grind you out style. So That's just what it is. So, you know, you got Ohio State. They don't grind you out. They just blow you out real quick. We gonna throw it, bombs away. Ryan Day scheming them open. They, you know what I'm saying? It's a different style. Corey Smith says, when JJ can finally read the defense completely and the light bulb finally comes on, watch out. Yeah, and that's just them giving him the reps also. Like, JJ didn't play much last year, so he's got to get the reps, and he's getting them. He's just not getting a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these games, 20 attempts, 17 attempts, 23 attempts. That's not a lot of attempts in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? In the 90s, early 90s, that's straight. Okay, that's what's expected, 25 attempts. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like some of these dudes are going out there 40, 45 times consistently. Antoine Johnson says, don't know nobody play Big Ten football no more. Everybody want to play arena football and go to the future, but Jim went back to the past on them. Yeah, he did. That's a fact. That's a fact. Michigan would have dropped 3 spots in the rankings if they struggled against Northwestern like OSU did. OSU is overrated. That's a fact. That's a good comment. Because we would have dropped. If we did what they did, we would have dropped. But see, Ohio State has built up, and this is over the years, they've built up some grace, kind of like Alabama, Clemson, I'll say Georgia. Those teams have built up grace with the playoff committee. And then Ohio State, even if they struggle in a game, when they do finally click, Ryan Day releases the hounds and they'll put up 30 points real quick, and make it look ugly. Because like I said before, the committee's not watching these games. They're not sitting back watching 15 games. They're watching clips and looking at the final score. So they see that Ohio State's blowing teams out or whatever, however they're doing it, even though they may have struggled for 2.5 quarters, they're not seeing that. They're just seeing the score. So we haven't built up that grace yet for them to just believe that we're a great team. We have to prove it. So Ohio State has built up that grace, going to championships, Urban's championship, national championship, and they're there consistently. So they've built up that grace. Now, let's say we go to the playoff this year. Let's say we make it next year. Let's say we make it for the next. We made it once. We make it for this year and next year. Now, after that, you done built up some grace. So it's going to be like, oh, Michigan for real. Same old Michigan. They're going to be, you know what I'm saying? So we got to build up that grace by getting there. Consistently, that is. Neil Wiggins says college football invitational, mostly based on narratives. That's a fact. But it's about to change, y'all. What is it going to 8 or is it going to 8 or 12? Either way, it about don't matter. The way we done built these teams and the recruiting, if it's 8 or 12, well, I think it's 8 now. It's about to be 12. We're getting in. We're going to have bad seasons to not get in that 12-team playoff. Like, if we don't get in with 12 team, we don't deserve to be in. Because they want to put Michigan in 12 teams. They want to put us in because it's money that comes with it. So if we don't get in when it's 12, we ain't deserve to be in, honestly. But with the way Harbaugh's built these teams, we're going to be getting in. So we're going to be in the playoffs, and we ain't going to have so much pressure on this Ohio State game because it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, man. Regardless, it's some pressure in it, bro. So I'm ready for the 12-team playoff. Honestly, I wish we weren't on the same side and we didn't have divisions and then we could play them twice, I guess. You can't beat them twice then, and you let a team beat you twice, you don't deserve to be there. Because it's hard to beat a team twice, a good team. Michigan has built the program up to the point where we're going to be in that college football playoff for sure. Our development culture is getting up to the top level. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. And it's coming at the right time. So that's coming, the playoff, 12-team playoff, and we're getting the culture and the development and the coaches and things like that. We're getting it all where it needs to be. Cameron Clark says Day is good, but he's no Urban. That's a fact. Urban was he's a different breed. He's a different breed of coach. But Ryan Day, he's a good coach. He's new school. He wants to pass. He's just pass happy. That's what he wants to do. He wants to pass it. He's like me on Madden or something. When I just get Tom Brady in them Bucks. And I will shred you. I'm not running it. I'm not running the ball. And then I'll lose a game and I'll realize, I didn't run it at all. I probably should have ran it. It brings you back to reality. Like football, you need to run it. Like there's just a certain strength that you need for your team to have. Like I get on that Madden and I'll be throwing it every time, 5 wide. You ain't got a chance, dog. Why was CJ crying for his daddy in the win at Northwestern? He's soft, bro. Y'all on CJ head. Man, leave little CJ alone, bro. You bullying. Man, why you bullying CJ, bro? That man, Antoine, man. I don't know why Antoine be messing with CJ. He just be bullying that man. Leave little CJ alone, Twan, man. Man, leave little CJ alone, bro. He's soft. He's soft, man. I said I hated Urban Meyer talking stuff in 2006 about how nobody wants to see Michigan Ohio State rematch when he coached at Florida. Yeah, I mean, he the coach at Florida, so he had to say that. But we wanted to see it. The world wanted to see it. That was a good game. Let's not act like that wasn't no good one. Where my day at? It's bad as a fool. Where my day at? This guy right here. Let's just CJ from GTA from San Andreas. Let's see. Mike Morris and Okie need to get to CJ this year. That's a fact. And I'm gonna rant on this and then I'm gonna get off of here, y'all. Okie and Mike Morris got to play their best game of the year because we don't want to blitz. I'm sure we're gonna blitz sometimes. Like, we're not going to blitz a lot, but you have to blitz them sometimes. But the goal is to get pressure with 4. So Mike Morris and Okie, they're going to have to ball out. Like the scheme in general, it can get us to Ohio State undefeated. But to make sure this ain't no close game and I'm over here having a heart attack, I'm going to need Mike Morris and Okie and Derek Moore and Jenkins, all these dudes to play the game of their life and get after them. I don't care how you get after them if you can get them with 4, but that's what we gonna need. So, yeah, that's what we gonna need. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. It was good chat. Good video. This one of the best lives out there. I ain't gonna say it's the best, but it's one of them. It's one of them. So I appreciate all the super chats. I appreciate y'all. Like, I can't even say how much I do. It's just, I appreciate y'all coming on here, listening to me rant and talk football and talking football with me. But I appreciate all the super chats. Lulu, I appreciate you reminding people to like the video. Greg Saudi, bro, what can I say? I appreciate you. You always helping the page, and we talking football, and trying to make you. If I do a live, I got to do it for Greg Saudi. He be donating. Greg say go live. I got to go live. They might be donating, dog. So I appreciate all of y'all though. I enjoy it. But like, share, subscribe. Let's see. Great show. It's definitely one of the best, bro. Keep doing it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, go blue.